Okay, Summertown. It's 5:30 Sunday, but it's the 2nd. Sunday the 2nd. I guess it's not so easy to see this. Yeah, I thought it was a better setup, but we'll see. Okay, this is a park, July 2nd. This is a park that I'm not familiar with lately. I used to go here quite often. It's got this spacey, I don't know what this is. Parco delle Sabine, yeah. It's hey bud, andiamo di qua. It's a part of Parco delle Sabine. It's I guess it's separated by the Via Giuseppe Sarago, something like that. But there's fog. You can see that there's a bit of fog. You can't really see in the distance, and my attire, which short sleeves, might be right on the borderline here because it's really humid. Oh man, we got a barking dog. No problem. No problem. We'll be away from him in a short time. Like I said, I used to come here in the past for dog walking. It was usually very interesting. I found it nice. Usually not too many other dogs, which is my main concern when I'm walking. That way he can run around like he wants. It's nicely taken care of. I see the grass is cut. Looks very trimmed. Of course the benches are always going to be broken, but that's expected. There's some little parks here for children, and one of the things that I really liked about this was that there was abundant places to drink water. Wow, this is a nice one. This is where we'll come today with Bucci, with Mattia. Oh, there are no swings though. Yeah, just that one. Look, laurel and rosemary. Wow. This goes out of the park, and there's another one of these spaceships. Actually, I don't remember that so well. I remember this being kind of abandoned over here. Let's see. So, look at this. You have a little science thing here. Hello, hello. There's a guy sleeping. Could be dangerous. There's a school. What is this? Maybe those are toilets. Look at this. Yeah, you jump and you. Okay. Yeah, they've kind of destroyed it here. This is a table. It's the main entrance. Wow. Look at all this. Rosemary. There's some lavender also. Yeah. Huh. And the structure. I have another person sleeping here. Robot. What are these? This is maybe for the music. Have a little. I don't know what this is for. There's a ring. Maybe it's a piece of sculpture. I don't know. Lascialo, lascialo, lascialo. Okay, so to recapitulate these phases, the first phase, first phase is called the first phase because it comes from the totality, and it's Chokmah. I wonder why here it's all overgrown. There's also this little area here. And really the first phase is Chokmah, which is the desire to create. The desire to create for me is inspiration. That phase is the creation of love, the creation of light. All of creation is in this light. Like an ethereal state. Everything, the magma, maybe what they call the Big Bang, everything. And this desire contains both the vessel and the light. The vessel is in the light, and the creation, the creature, comes out of this light as you see the fox? See it? No, vieni qua. Vieni qua. Vieni. No. Lascia, lascia. Lascia. No! Apollo! Vieni qua. Vieni qua. Lascia. Lascia. Vieni qua. Yeah, he took off into this. So the creator, emanator, all being, the essence, created all of this for pleasure. And the created being, the creature, the purpose is to receive this pleasure in the first instance. In the first instance. And there are various ways that the creature can understand how and why he was created. I'm not talking about the biological way, understanding how and why things work. We're talking about the spiritual entity, the absolute root of all of the existence. You know, the fundamental questions: why we exist, why are we here? Yeah, see, this is the highway that separates. Actually, could be a little bit dangerous here because I see that there are so this Kabbalistic structure tries to explain why and how through a lot of words and structures. You see the fog. I'm just going to see if the camera's working. Seems to be. Yeah, the lights on. Okay. And all of the videos that I've been making so far kind of deal with this first stage setting up of things. Although in actually making the painting, I'm understanding also that these phases are not so distinct. You're actually moving into the second phase, maybe even the third, while you're approaching the first phase. And this, I think, is interesting because it's probably how the whole thing works. That you're not really, stepping one step, two step, three step. It's a movement that collects and gathers different aspects of different stages. So the second stage is the light of Hasidim, which I've talked about because there's definitely something there. This is different from Chokmah. Chokmah is the vessel, and I talked about that when that's where we came from. When we looked at the surface and inspiration, and Chokmah is pure bestowal, just like the light. There is a vessel, but the filling or the clothing, they're both inside this light. Actually, this is probably the highest point. And Hasidim instead is, Chokmah is only receiving the light and passing it on. There's no, it doesn't want to do anything with the light, but just pass it through. While Hasidim is this stage of wanting to receive. There's a germ of this wanting to receive. This is a strange plant. Slightly aromatic. So this light of Hasidim, you actually get the vessel that is being filled with something, and that clothing is a will to bestow, because everything has the will to receive. We are created to just receive and have this pleasure. Well, yeah, this is just another little area down here. sitting destroyed. I don't think it's beautiful. Look at the hibiscus. A violet one. It's not open yet. This is nice. It's all surrounded by hibiscus, but it's yeah. Nice flowers, hibiscus flowers. There's a bee. Can you see it? So the painting is about this bestowal that the artist decides to, let's see, the artist decides to give like the creator. So it's kind of discovering of his or her God-like nature. I've seen that before. This is for dogs, maybe. And the artist that begins to ask, why am I here? Who created all of this? How can I try to express the same kind of beauty in this created world? And the fact is, there is no equivalent, no art form that is going to even come close to the most simple creation, a wildflower. The geometry, everything else, the color. So we attempt to go along that path and retrace the steps, because that activity gives a satisfaction that is essential, maybe not to everyone, but to the artist, that rediscovering what is creation. And I think that probably the artist doesn't have to necessarily be religious, but there is something that gives an incredible amount of satisfaction to retracing these steps. The step of giving, this step of Hasidim is actually working. And why does this happen? Okay, I can use some examples, very, very banal or banal examples, using the activity of eating. We have people that are just interested in eating and eating and eating, and they just receive the food, and there's tremendous pleasure in that, but there's no thought maybe to cook and try to create something. And so what happens is that there is a point where someone who is a guest in front of his host says, no thanks, I don't want to come, I don't want to eat, I don't want to take food from you, because that person is humiliated, embarrassed. Vieni qua. Vieni qua. Vieni qua. Dai buono. Dai buono. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go off in this direction, bud. Let's go off in this direction. So the walk's over. Vieni qua. Yeah, you see, this is... Vieni qua, dove vai? Dai. Maybe it's an old dog. Looks pretty old, yeah. So this guest who decides in front of an emotion of humiliation or embarrassment, which is a very important spiritual emotion, because for some reason you're stopping taking and taking and taking and receiving and receiving and receiving, and you're actually putting yourself in front of a position that is actually the opposite of what you were created for. That's why this feeling is so uncomfortable for us. Now what happens is that the guest realizes that by accepting the food that's offered, there is actually a way of giving to that person, that host, because by accepting the food in this way and finally saying, okay, if you insist, the guest is actually giving pleasure to the host. And so, in a way, this is exactly what the Creator does. It's receiving for bestowal, and it's a different step. Now, I'm painting, and these considerations are also part of the very outset of the painting, because my decision of what to paint takes into account something of who is receiving this. So my giving is directed to an audience, someone who's going to look at the painting. I'm not just painting in isolation, but I'm painting so that someone can receive my message, receive my communication, enjoy what I am trying to express. This is much better than down there, actually. So in the next video, I want to try to, first of all, speak in a way eliminating those ahs and ands, and trying to use complete sentences in an understandable and fluent way. One of the things I'm learning is that I can make the full stop and think. I don't have to run one sentence into another. The connection between the sentences is important, but the idea is there is a moment of collecting a thought. That thought is expressed through a sentence. So that's one thing that I want to improve. Yeah, I suppose we can go now. It's not an hour, but this is a much smaller park, and I'm curious to see what these videos are like. Tutto bene? Eh? I'm going to run the video all the way home this time so that you can see the car. See, the sun has completely gone behind clouds now, so if this park is really worth coming to. That's Mattia. The other thing I want to be a little more careful with the use of the handheld camera. Well, just in general, trying to make a little bit better quality of the video. These are sprinkler systems. They probably have never been attached to water. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's another one. It's early, but people are out and about. We're going to go right into this guy. And I think I have to go in that direction. I don't know where he's going. We'll just see. Okay. Looks like he's going off there. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, bud. Okay. Can't even make out the buildings now. There's actually more fog than before. But it's hot. My concern about the t-shirt was unfounded. It's nice, it's so small. There's too many people already. Yeah. So this is the Serpentata area. Beautiful yellow flowers. Huh. Which is very near my home. Okay, there I am. Hey, bud. Hey, let's go. Huh? Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Jump. Hey, jump up here. Bravo. Yeah, good doggy. Another woman with a dog. Oh. There's my sign, but it's completely washed out. This is a police station. This is the back of the market. It's a fruit and vegetable market here. Here's a little park. Actually, there's some games on there. Another thing I wanted to do was to try to think about a little bit more what I'm talking about while I'm painting. I tend to be so engrossed in the painting that I don't really say things clearly, or I don't even say things while I'm painting. And that could be an improvement, especially these fast action clips that could have little breaks that with just a little speaking. How you doing, bud? Huh? See, there's traffic already. If I don't get the videos this time, I'm going to be really disappointed. What is it with this thing? Here I am. Here I am. And here we are. At home.